All right, shalom, shalom. Call I am La Alahaina, we Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who will teach well. And I want to give a hearty shalom to those full elect. All right, this is sharing my notes part, volume 2. All right, and this is in regards to faith. All right, so the Lord has allowed me to read the second Thessalonians. I'm going back into the commentaries in regards to the first chapter and the fourth verse. So let me go ahead and get the first chapter and the fourth verse because it's about enduring, all right, during the trials and persecutions. Okay, you see here now reading in NLT, it says encouragement during persecution. So this church was being persecuted for the gospel, just like you're going to be persecuted for your belief, all right? And how about Shema Shai? So I'm going to read 2 Thessalonians 1 and 4. We proudly tell you how was others. This is in the NOT. We proudly tell you how was other churches about your endurance and faithfulness in all the persecutions and hardships you are suffering. You're going to suffer hardships and persecutions, man, all right? And it's only going to make you stronger, spiritually stronger, mentally, all right? And then it's going to lead to salvation, man, because you're showing your faith. All right, so we know what faith is, right? Hebrews 11. This is Hebrews 11 and 1. Let me get it in the KJV. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You're hoping for what you can't see, right? We understand that's one aspect of faith. All right, so I'm going to get it in the NLT, and I'm going to read you. It says, faith is confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. All right, and what are we hoping for? Hoping for strength in the times of persecution, strong faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, Salaki in the times of persecution, right? It says it gives us assurance about things we cannot see, right? That hope, all right? We have hope, right? But let's look at faith from a different perspective, okay? So according to my notes, right, that I've taken while I was reading these commentaries, all right, it's not that many notes, but it's enough, it's a handful to give you some encouragement, right? So what I have here for faith, it says showing unwavering confidence in Yahweh during your afflictions, all right? And that's what this church had done, right? They showed unwavering confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai. And there is a reward for showing unwavering confidence in the Lord during your trials and tribulations, man, okay? So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, and I'm just gonna get straight to the point. It says, this is 2nd Ezra 2 and 45. He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal and have confessed the name of Yahweh, now are crowned and receive palms, right? With that confessing of the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, because it's contrary to the world, you're going to have some suffering, man. You're going to have some trials and tribulations. You're going to go through some strains, some straits, all right? Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them? Here go their reward for your faith, right? And giveth them palms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world, right? You got to confess the name of the Lord with your mouth and in with your actions, man. It shows your faith, right? Let me go here and get it. This is James 2. And 18. Man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works. So going and reading this, you can't have faith without works, right? And part of the faith is showing, confessing the name of the Lord physically with your mouth, and then with your conduct, how you conduct yourself in the world, right? It says here, and I will show thee my faith by my works, right? The Lord wants to see your faith, right, in him. So during your persecution, during your afflictions, right, be strong in the Lord, Know that the Lord's going to deliver you. Believe that the Lord's going to deliver you, right? Did not the Lord deliver his son Yahushua when he was being delivered up to the cross, right? He did, right? But continuing on, it says, then I began greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Standing stiffly, all right, through your persecutions. First, it starts mentally, all right? And then it's going to be physically, right? Because when I say mentally, you're going to have demons fighting you. You're going to have that doubt within your mind. But then it's going to turn physical when Esau Edom starts to turn the pressure in regards to persecution of the prophets and the people of Israel that's going to go against the men of the Lord. But we got to remember to stand stiffly. All right. And it's during the times of affliction. That's when we're going to be strong in the Lord. Right. So another aspect of faith, right, is depending on the Lord, right? So let me go to Google, depend definition. All right, it says here, depend, rely on. All right, rely on. What does it mean to depend? All right, it says to be determined or decide by something. All right, let's see, just to rely on, man, rely on the Lord, right? This is what we must do to show our faith by our works. I want to get this in the NLT, see what it says. It says, no, now someone may argue, show people, some people have faith, others have good deeds, but I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? Right? And a good deed is to endure your afflictions, right? It's to pray to the Lord during your afflictions, right? It says here, I will show you my faith by my good deeds, because your good deeds is going to align with what it is that you believe, right? And what it is that you have hoped for, right? But nonetheless, going back into depending on the Lord, right? Relying on Yahweh Shem outside, because at the end of the day, that's all we have, right? Relying on the Lord. This is Psalms 62. And let me go back to the KJV. This is Psalm 62:1. Truly my soul waiteth upon Yahweh, for from him cometh my salvation. All right, so your salvation ain't coming by way of your money, ain't coming by way of your woman, ain't coming by way of your job, your kids, and your mom, your dad, all right, your relatives, the things that you have, all right, because those things are going to go away. They're either going to be destroyed or taken away from you, all right. But your salvation comes from Yahweh Shem Shai. It says, he only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved, right? I will not be greatly moved because it's Yahweh Shem Shai that's defending me, right? You got to believe that. This is why you need to rely on the Lord, because first of all, right, depend on the Lord, because this is King David, right, saying these things. And he said this also in 2 Samuel, the 22nd chapter, how the Lord delivered King David, right, out of all his troubles. The Lord's going to deliver you, and he has delivered you already from all your troubles. You've seen it, you witnessed it, right? So just depend on the Lord, because he's your defense. Look at this word defense right quick. This is Musgab. This is Masha. Then you got the Ga and the Ba. Musgab. All right, it says a high place. All right, a high place. You got to climb a scale of wall to get to a high place. All right, secure, height, retreat, stronghold. All right, so a refuge. All right, we go the name of the Lord. How about Shem Shai is a strong tower, right? Right here, Psalms 18:10. The name of the Lord, which his name is Yahweh, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and it's safe. Right? So have that confidence and that dependability in the defense of what is before you. And the Lord, there's scripture that says, I go to fight before you, all your enemies. Right. There's another one about depending on the Lord, Isaiah 41. And these the precepts that the Lord has allowed me to get. I was reading the commentaries, and then the Lord allowed me to go back and get precepts to my notes. Right. So it's important that we get understanding and read the commentaries as well. Right. But Isaiah 41 and 13, it says, "For I, Yahweh Shema Shai, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee." So we have somebody that we can rely on. All right. Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. And then here goes one more keynote that's from my notes. It says, "Seize love under affliction." All right, because guess what? We have transgressed the ways of the Lord, and the Lord, when He's dealing with us, He chastises us. Right, so when we go through that affliction, right, we know it's for our betterment. Right, because if you got a son or a daughter that always does something contrary to what you lay down as the law in your house, you discipline. Same thing when you have about Shema Shai. Right, so your chastisement should be a faith booster, because you know that the Lord is dealing with you, because he's correcting you for your mistakes. So this is my closing precept. This is Hebrews 12:6. "For whom Yahweh loveth, he chastiseth, he chasteneth, Salakia, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth." And we are received by the Lord because the Lord has given us this truth. So when we go through our suffering, all right, just know that the Lord He loves us, man. He's separating us from the world, all right? And that means if you have to be separated from certain people, just ask the Lord to give you the spirit to deal with it, right? It says here, Hebrews 12:7, "If ye endure chastening," right, just like we read in 2nd Esdras, "those that stood stiffly, they endured the chastening," all right? Yahweh dealing with you as sons. "For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?" All right, let's read this in the NLT and then close out. This is Hebrews 12:6. "For the Yahweh Shema Shai disciplines those he loves, and he punishes each one he accepts as his child." Salakia. So guess what? The Lord, when you get that chastisement from the Lord is accepting you. He's bringing you into closer to Him. That should be a faith booster, right? It says, "As you endure the divine discipline, remember that Yahweh is treating you as His own children. Whoever heard of a child who is never disciplined by his father?" Yeah, we deserve the discipline from Yahweh Shema Shai, because you know of your transgressions just as I know of mine in this life, right? But just remember, the Lord is dealing with you, and that's a faith booster, right? Use it as a faith booster. But these are just part 2 on sharing my notes. Lord will, He'll give me some more notes to take in my studies, and I'll share them with the brothers and sisters that listen. So Lord will use edify. Call on La Alahaina Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Harakakudash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who will teach well. Give a hearty shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwame Yasharala Mawafla Boss. Slakia. Kwame Yasharala Mawafla Bar. Ba'amahar Adawanya Shai Shalom.